week 3, day 3 of my practice diary. As always, started off with a warm-up. So chromatic scales all the way up and ascending and descending up to the 12th fret of the guitar neck. The guitar neck of the guitar. Neck of the guitar, and then back down, descending back to the nut of the guitar. So, or headstock if you like. So I spent another 20 minutes again. So I spent around 5 minutes recap, so 5 minutes warm-ups and then 5 minutes recapping on what I'd previously learned with Lenny. So previously I'd learned the next part I learned was the this part. As you can see there, I've started doing the guitar solo now. I've started getting onto the guitar solo, learning the guitar solo, I should say. So it was just really, the beginning part I didn't really have too much problems because it was just holding down the same chord. The chord I'm holding down here is an A6. An A6 you move to a B6, to a, A6, B6, and then you go to a D6, and then you go down the 3rd fret, and then you do a G6, and then you go to a B flat 6, and back and finishing off with the A6, resolving, and then you do a little lick, and that resolves back with a harmonic on the 12th fret back to the E. That's why you do an E harmonic, because the root of the chord progression is an E major 9. So playing the harmonics there on the 12th fret, which is an E and an A, which are both in the E chord, resolve back to an E major 9. E major 13, sorry. So yeah, I didn't really have, as I said, I didn't really have much problems because the finger picking bit, the picking part to it wasn't any difficult. You just kind of, you play the E string, then you play the G string, then so E, D, B, G. And then you just move along to the next fret to the B flat. So you got E, D, B, G again. But it does change to something, it changes to an E, a D, a G. And then you go, and then you kind of strum the chord, so you go to the D6, and then you just do like a little sneaky lick, not a little lick, yeah, a sneaky little lick. So I didn't really have any problems with that actually, so that only really took me, actually it didn't take me 20 minutes at all, it took me about 15 minutes. So 5 minutes on the recap of learning what I've learned previously yesterday, and then learning that part. So that's how I progressed. So I want to show that I've progressed. So that's how I've progressed from yesterday to today. I've learned another section of the song, and I've even started learning the guitar solo part to it. Not the guitar solo, but the guitar lead section of the song. So yeah, I just want to show the progression that I've made within the 2 days. So the solo starts off with. So you start off with the hammer on to the 9th fret of the B string from the 7th fret, and then you do like a. Is that a gliss slide? Yeah, so a gliss slide to the 12th fret on the B string, and then a hammer on from the 9th to the 12th, and then gliss slide to the 14th, and to the 17th. Then you do a hammer on and pull off, and then slide down to the 12th fret. Hammer on and pull off on the B string on the 14th and the 17th fret, and then back down to the 12th fret. Wait. Then just pick 14, 14, 12, 14, 12, 14, 12, yeah. And then this is just standard blues licks really, I don't really need to explain this bit. So that the techniques involved in that is again gliss sliding or just normal sliding. Yeah, gliss slide here. And then you've got a little half bend, a half tone bend. So a semitone bend then, you call it, on the 12th fret of the G string. And then some vibrato used, so techniques used so far in the song: gliss slides, normal slides, hammer on and pull offs, semitone bends, and or even not even that, quarter tone, but I don't know if that exists, quarter tone bends, but they're not quite semitone bends. And then you've got a vibrato. And then you've got like full bend here. That's what I learned so far. And then I spent about I spent 15 minutes practicing that, and then playing it with the track, playing it along with the track. So if I can try and show you what bit I learned, that would be good. Let me just try and find Lenny again. It's on page 81. So from around, I think not quite that far. So from around the top of the page to around, let's make sure I've got the right part. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, to my finger here. So everything before my finger, and from the top page. So from the top page to where my finger is. So let me show you the tab quickly. If that's helpful for you. So yeah, that's what I've learned so far. So I spent 20 minutes in total on that, 5 minutes on the warm-ups. Next part of my acoustic piece that I did. This is this is Invocation by Stuart Ryan. So the next bit I did was the proper riff of the song. So yeah. This is what I've learnt so far today. So what I really struggled with this song was the speed and the intensity of the picking. I can't remember exactly what the picking is called, but I really wish I didn't forget. It's not hybrid picking. It's a special type of finger picking. I can't remember what it's called, but I've recently just learned it. My guitar teacher showed me how to do it properly. I'm just trying to remember what it's called. It'd be great if I could remember it. Not hybrid. Oh, wait, let me pause the video. I'm really sorry, I tried to remember, but I couldn't remember what it's called. I'll try and remember for next time, for the next piece. So, yeah, I had a guitar lesson today as well, and when I played it in front of my teacher, he suggested that I lay back on the intensity and the kind of force that I'm playing finger picking with. He said that I was playing it very rigid and very tight and very hard, and it was causing me to miss the strings. So I was playing. This is how I was playing it before. So that caused me to kind of be really intense and really hard, and the sound of the acoustic to sound really harsh and kind of doesn't really suit the style of the song. It's more of a mellow song. It's a fast-paced song, but more of a mellow tone. And I was producing way too much harshness. And how I overcame that problem was my guitar teacher told me just to kind of lay back on the intensity and just focus on the precision of the finger picking, and also to play closer to the neck. Well, I was about to say neck pickup, but there's no pickup on an acoustic. So yeah, closer to the pick the neck. So play here instead of playing back here, really intense and really rigid. Play kind of softer down here. It gives you more of a mellow tone playing nearer the neck as well. So that's a great added benefit of playing nearer the neck. You get a more mellow tone. So. That caused me to actually play the song a lot smoother. So the next part I did, this bit was actually quite difficult. Took me a while to do this. Took me about probably a good 10. The first bit I learned in within 5 minutes. Probably took me about 12 minutes to do this bit. I'll play it slowly, quickly. So again. I think the bit I struggled with that was the kind of the change of the. It's not the change of the time signature or anything, but the change of like how fast the kind of chord changes was the bit I was struggling with. So you start off with this chord here, no problems. Then it goes. So. And to do that, I just had to really to overcome that problem of playing it, because I wasn't playing it very fluent at all at first, but now I can. To overcome that problem, all I really did was again just practice it really slowly with a lot of precision, a lot of patience, and just. So yeah, that's all I had to really do, and that was my practice diary for today.